Now it's time for sample 2 for advantages and disadvantages topic. I have to remind you that the topic is divided into 4 paragraphs. The first paragraph is the introduction. Second one, the idea you are against. The third one is the idea you support. And finally, its conclusion, the last paragraph, which includes your own personal opinion. I will deal with the same topic, which is Internet advantages and disadvantages. Let's start reading the first paragraph. As a matter of fact, everything in this world has its own disadvantages as well as its advantages. The wise person is the one who makes a well use of its benefits and avoid its drawbacks. This essay will deal with Internet advantages or disadvantages in order to outline some of the arguments concerning the advantages and disadvantages of using Internet. Now let's compare between the previous sample introduction and this one. You can choose either of them, or you can combine between both of them. Now let's move to the second paragraph, which is the idea you are against. Concerning my own personal opinion, I have to inform you that I agree with using Internet, and I feel that its advantages surpass its disadvantages, and it will be clear later. On the second paragraph, it starts like that. On one hand, a group of people claims Internet has its own drawbacks, which could affect negatively on the whole process, building their own assumptions on the following reasons: firstly, in addition to; secondly, besides; thirdly, moreover; and finally. Now let's move to the paragraph 3, which is the idea I agree with or I support. On the other hand, the other group holds a totally different vision, as it believes that there are positive and practical consequences of using Internet, building their own argument for these points, which are listed as follows: first, in addition to; next, besides; third, or then; moreover; and lastly. Now let's move to the last paragraph, which is the conclusion. Although this trend has both negative and positive features, as nothing is absolute, yet if I had to choose between both different opinions, I would rather support the idea of using Internet. The advantages of using Internet are innumerable. However, the disadvantages are undeniable too, for the previous reasons mentioned above. Now you have got 2 samples for advantages and disadvantages. You can choose either of them, or you can combine between both of them using your own words, and this is going to be your own version. Thank you. This is the end of sample 2. Now I'll move to the last sample that's for discussion. We discuss here a topic or an issue, and we will try to give examples which could support our opinions or reasons which could clarify our opinions too. For example, we will deal with pollution problem. Now let's listen to the topic as it is read. Pollution is a very serious problem which faces the industrial cities. There are many kinds of pollution such as air, water, soil, and sound. How can the governments solve this problem? Now, let's deal with sample 2. The introduction starts like that. It's hard to say that pollution has occupied a lot of people's interest and discussions, and it has become a regular topic of their own interest all day long. Taking in consideration that this problem needs the support of both people and their governments as well, they should join hands together to solve it. Now, I could give you another alternative introduction, and you are quite free to choose any of them. It starts like that. Everyone is becoming aware that pollution is a serious issue. The responsibility of finding solutions to this problem must be shared by both the governments and the people as well. It is obvious that the governments will do nothing unless they are driven by people's will. And the second paragraph and the third paragraph are quite the same like sample 1. But let's move to the last paragraph, which is a conclusion. You may find here some differences. Pay attention, please. It starts like that. Finally, I do believe that this problem could come to an end by a system like the one being followed or used in the developed countries. Otherwise, it will soon be too late, and we and the future generation will suffer serious consequences. The individuals themselves must bear their own responsibilities, as one hand never claps. It's high time that something must be done about it. For example, and now you are going to mention some suggestions. For example, government should put strict laws and restrictions to reduce pollution. Finally, if we follow these examples or follow these solutions, all these measures will certainly put an end to such a problem. And that is the end of this sample. Now you have got free sentences, free choices of different sentences which could help you a lot. If you don't like this introduction or conclusion, here we have got 30 different sentences. It's included in page 20 in your top tip books. I could read them for you. Number 1, many companies cannot do without. Number 2, many people are certain that. Number 3, It's one of the methods of getting to know that. Number 4, this essay will discuss both points of view before reaching a reasonable conclusion. Finally, number 5, some supporters believe that. Number 6, the role of cannot be neglected or cannot be ignored. Number 7, hence, this obviously shows the negative aspects of. Number 8, all in all, after analyzing the above mentioned arguments. Number 9, nowadays, a considerable debate has been aroused around the necessity of. Number 10, on one hand, many people hold the opinion that dash is a must. On the other hand, other people emphasize the importance of. Number 12, this problem has led to serious consequences in various fields. Number 13, this problem has alerted the governments that they should have clear plans to tackle it. 14, this will be proven by analyzing possible solutions such as. 15, another suggested opinion could be introduced. Number 16, this suggestion could contribute greatly to the solution of this problem. Number 17, it seems quite clear that everything has pros and cons, and it's up to us to make a good use of. 18, technology is blamed for destroying families' unity. 19, this point of view could be justified. 20, despite seeming an outdated concept yet. 21, there is a trend followed by some people. 22, it's clear that medical care is gaining constant attention every day. 23, I would argue that. 24, a popular example of this problem is. 25, governments should be responsible of implementing strict control measures and monitoring them regularly. 26, they should raise people's awareness. 27, I would recommend that government officials adopt this protocol in the short run. 28, I am inclined to believe that. 29, this essay will discuss this two-sided issue. Number 30 and the last one, some people believe that regardless the downsides are, the positives surpass them. Finally, it's the end of our writing sessions. I hope I have succeeded to add a little information to you. Thank you and good luck.